wants to say something can say, whilst I'm going. 3, it takes 2 to marry. Here, a man and a woman. Not a man and a girl, or a boy and a woman, or man and a man, woman and a woman. This, the Bible is clear. It takes 2 to marry, a man and a woman. So here, if you're a woman and you see that your partner is not really committed, don't say that. It's like we are saying love will grow. If people don't like, they don't like. Okay, then 4, your desire for sex does not mean you are ready to marry. Are we here? You get to a time, the burning sensation, the desire for sex, and sometimes it's like what Paul said, if you can't control yourself, then right away. When I was sitting somewhere going for evangelism, I didn't feel much. I was okay until I got married. And then my wife had to go to school at Cape Coast. And the trouble began. Now I'm living alone. So sometimes I'll call and say, when are you coming home? Say, I have quiz, and you know UCC and their quiz. As about quiz is simple. But if you hear quiz 10 minutes, you are done with quiz. Not knowing their quiz is like mid semester. So the point is that assuming you think it's because of sex that you want to enter, sometimes even when you married and you know that the issue is not even marriage is not all about sex. You need to be careful. So number 5, the success of a marriage does not depend on your level of education, your finances, your wealth or property you have and those things. So young people now, especially the guys, it's like you want to get a house, be able to save enough money. Of course, sometimes we also need to look at the cost on wedding. Weddings are becoming too expensive. See who costs up. But I think the church can still help, advise, and ensure that people can do simple. It's like, it looks like, I think that ladies and mothers tend to like more of the flamboyant kind of wedding. True of us. It's like, some men are terrible. But basically, you see that it's like, because wedding, you see that all the attention is on the lady, the bride, and the mother's family and those things. And sometimes, if you are not careful, the way the wedding will go become very expensive. So don't really look at your finances, your days before you want to. 6, marrying a beautiful woman or a handsome man doesn't guarantee a good marriage. And do we agree? So some people sometimes they don't agree. So what I mean is that don't always make beauty or the structure of the guy they need to be the focal point of which you go into marriage. Of course, I'm not saying that go and marry somebody you don't like. It's also important. You have to like somebody. Then the last one, which I didn't know whether it will be controversial or not. Your religion or spirituality will not mean you will have a good marriage. Pastor, you agree with me? Eh? So sometimes somebody might be spiritual, attending church, taking part, but sometimes it doesn't guarantee that you have. And some people too, it's the troubles of marriage that makes them spiritual. when they realize they've now then so it's like I need a savior. And those days. And sometimes if you are not careful, you're being even too spiritual. That's why in Ecclesiastes, I think Solomon says that don't be too righteous or this. I think he makes a statement like that, overly kind of. Sometimes it's because you have to do something to make the relationship work or the marriage work. But maybe your attention is on prayer alone. I watched a movie that the man needed the woman's attention, and always I'm going for prayer meeting. I'm going for that meeting, and before she realized, then her old friend is taking care of the husband. So we have to be religious together, and we have to be spiritual together if you want to have a better marriage. If there's something you want to say on this, then we will be going to certain things you can do to find a godly partner. So let's hear.
Mine is the question.
7. I can't 5.
Yeah, there's this thing that has been bothering me. I don't know whether you can help me clear my mind. Since Pastor is here.
Pastor, you are here, all the elders and women ministries.
I know of a man who was very active in the church, and then, according to him, when he was getting married, he was a virgin. He said he prayed and he got married to a lady. Then, 3 months after, the lady was diagnosed of HIV. I'm not saying the man was a virgin before he got married, but the lady was HIV positive. Later on, she died. But I'm asking whether his prayer wasn't answered, or God brought that lady to him, or what happened? Please help me.
All right, because of time, let's look at some basic steps and see what can address and what cannot address. We move on because of our time. Number 1, understand your need for a helper, not just a companion. Of course, when you read Ecclesiastes 4:9-12, very interesting one. Because of time, you can't read, but it talks about one living alone and 2 can warm bed and all those things. It's more of companion. But the Bible, what began marriage in the Bible was a helpmate. So you have to recognize the need of a helper, somebody to help you, both sexes. A male and a female should all acknowledge that. To understand who you are, your strengths and your weaknesses. Because if to me you are strong and you can live on your own, then you don't need a helper. Right? Then God is the creator of marriage. You need to understand that, of course, without God, there's nothing possible that you can do. For find the one you share the same faith with. Sometimes it's easier to make things work. It doesn't mean that your relationship will be perfect because you all attend the same church. Because of time, that was how I'm running over. Find someone you like. It's very important. Someone you like. So you see, what helped Jacob to stay on for 14 years was because he liked Rachel. And even in marriage, you will see that. So I think Jacob was not fair to Leah and the others, so God decided to do something, close the womb of Rachel. Then I think last 2, communication on all subjects. When you meet somebody you want to be in relationship with, you should be able to talk about almost everything. Of course, not the first time, the first day, but as you go on, so that there are no secrets. I'm not saying sharing some, but should be comfortable discussing issues. And the last one, take steps to know your partner's family. Very important, because especially our part of the world, family, you can't leave family and have a successful relationship. And I remember when I was about looking for somebody, there was a lady who visited and then came to your family, and there was nothing going on. So he just said there. The moment he came, my mother went to sit beside her. They talked, and then I got even angry. Somebody came, and then later I said, let me see you off, because I was somehow annoyed. And went, and then I came back. The moment my mother saw me, say, is it the girl you want to marry? And I said, have I introduced anybody to you? We just friends. I said, don't even think about it. It won't work. Say, but you don't know the person, you don't know. I said, yes. I sat with her for 30 minutes. She told me everything about her life and everything. So you can't marry such a lady. At first, I didn't understand, but the point is that I didn't even have any interest in her. But the point is that sometimes a family says they won't allow you, especially the sisters and the brothers, forget it. But we're still learning. So now the question, those who want to help the HIV and
People are still serving for 7 years for a woman to marry. But sometimes you may see a lady, and the lady will be telling you, I'm going to school. I want to do this. Then you'll be waiting. Aren't you still serving as Jacob did? Yes. You have seen a lady, you are interested.
But you
so,
need to pray hard so that after school you will still love. Jacob was lucky.
So what Jacob did is still going on today. It's still going on today. You see, so it is nothing different. Some have even served for 20 years, but the lady didn't even marry them.
Hey.
Yes, some.
Your
Yes.
lifetime.
Some,
lifetime service.
yes, some have served for 7 years or 10 years, and they got what they wanted. You see, so the men, some are still serving. They are still serving. Yes.
Now there are a lot of ladies. So if you prolong, somebody will.
No, you see, the thing is, you know
Somebody
what
may
you have
position that.
seen in that lady, and you are saying that, okay, I want to marry. No, I don't want to get married now because I want to do this, do that, do that. Can you wait? The person says, yes, I'll wait. Then you wait. You say, and then after that, you get married to the person.
See somebody,
so
you are 25, and then you serve for 20 years. 45.
Okay.
And I think even if the person was 20 years before they started the relationship, you have to wait for another 20 years.
Or
Just
even 10
waiting.
years, let's say 10.
Even the parity age, the age for that person to even finish giving birth and the rest, is over. Because if the person will be over 40. So I think, Pastor, help us. How long should courtship last? At least. Because some are too long.
Partial.
I think that is not courtship, it's betrothing. They have been it's not courtship, they've betrothed you to the person.
Betrothal.
Betrothal, it's not courtship. Because courtship per studies, it should be within 2 years.
Yeah.
But that is betrothing you to the person. But courtship per standard within 2 years.
So they say like 6 months to 2 years.
Yes, 6 to 2 years.
But
So it
some
shouldn't
can happen.
because that one when you are courting, you are on the way. Both families have agreed, and there are stages. Culture varies in terms of courtship. So it should be something that we need to work on. In adding to mommy's issue about prayer, please, did you only pray for a life partner? No. When we come, being given the opportunity to study counseling psychology, watch and pray is what we do. Yes, you watch and pray, indicating that as you are praying for God to give you an answer for the woman or a man, when you meet, you need to take tests, blood test, full blood count test. It is a requirement because person maybe did not do that. So many years ago. Okay, but
But test was not that popular.
Yes.
Let's say that.
it wasn't there.
The question, Pastor, is it that the man thinks that he prayed to God and God gave a wrong woman?
No,
Which that is why I want, by which signal or
Uh-huh.
he got attracted to it. I think you saw the beauty and
you see, Kojo, what we are talking about is your relationship with God determines, and it's not one size fits all. Because if you prayed to God to give you a life partner, He's not going to give you an angel, however. Because if you are praying for an angel, wait, when Jesus comes, He'll resurrect more and create it for you. Yes, somebody may be having HIV, somebody may be having an attitude you cannot bear, but that's the person you have to stay with. It's worse. So, in answering the prayer, probably God answered that prayer, but maybe he too. You see, this the way we do things. We see the woman and tell God to confirm. And tell God to confirm. And it's dangerous sometimes, and you stay with it. Because I've seen couples who have prayed and God confirmed, but when they checked, they had the sickling traits. And they had to break that relationship. Because the man was AS, the woman was SS. But they were God answered prayer. Yes. It was God answered prayer. So please, in doing that, with that, you need to go further. Please, that's what I want to ask. If there was a premarital counseling, because there are so many questions we asked that man. If there was a premarital counseling, if there was a search, as Elder was saying, did you look into the family? And even the woman, did you look into her life, her lifestyle? Because you are a virgin. She may not be. She may not be. So that conversation, did it go on? Did we truly get to know the person? That's why we are going to the baseline. Friendship. It's very important. So whilst it has happened, we may not speak a lot to it. We can question so many things that he was supposed to do and bear the prayer. I'm stating the point. Watch and pray. Jesus has said that.
Okay, so the next, you want to ask a question? Okay. Is it the last one, right? Because of time. Okay.
Mine is not a question. It's just
Okay.
a contribution. To our young ladies, we sometimes make the statement that, oh, the young men in the church, they are not our size, okay? Like,
You are not?
they are not our size, like they are not on our level. Or
Uh-huh.
maybe
Oh,
so
okay.
we tend to look elsewhere, okay? Yeah, when we go elsewhere, now you come back, and by the time you come back, the gentleman in the church has already gotten married to someone else. Then you not Adan Empire. So sometimes it's not about going out there. Sometimes the people you need in your life, they are around us, they are in the church. They are amongst your friends. Just look through them. And also the second thing that I want our ladies to notice that don't conflict the two. Proposal and friendship, they are two different things. If a guy hasn't proposed to you and you are close friends, don't assume that because we are close friends, so by force, it should end in marriage. He's not opening his mouth to tell you that he's proposed to you or he's interested. Don't assume.
Sometimes the friendship also takes too long.
So if it's friendship, at that point, you should know that it's friendship the person wants. Don't assume it will end up in
Okay.
proposal until the person comes forward to say that this is what
So
I
what
want.
if you're also interested? So
So
somebody
if you're interested, you
somebody
open
has
your mouth and
proposed.
you
What do you
find
think?
a way. But don't assume. That's the mistake some of the ladies
All
we
right.
do. Then once the guy marries another person and you be like, you've used me 20 years. But the person never opened his mouth to tell you that I'm interested. You are there assuming that the person is interested in you. Who will you blame? Yourself.
Let's escort me.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay,
I think.
so
Hey, Gwejo.
mine is a question. So let's say I have a girlfriend, and then we are dating. And now, Corinthians says love does not take record of evil and all those things. And I like this girl. But at the end of the day, whilst we are dating, I can see some character traits that mempe. The question is, should I keep record of all the things she's doing and analyze it at the end of the day and say, no, I can't marry this girl, number one? Or number two, whilst I have the 13 or the 10 friends, and we are all friends, I'll continue to be watching all of them, identify individual characters and their traits, and then now choose one that I'm okay with. Because in these two circumstances, one, you have chosen one, and the problems are there, but you've chosen. And the other one, there are many, but you've not chosen. How do we go about these circumstances or situations? Yeah.
Let's pick the last. Yours too is a question. The last one, then we.
Okay, mine has to do with what Madam said about a lady sitting there imagining that maybe because we are friends and all those things, maybe we can get into marriage. Mine is about the proposal. Is it by force that every time is the man who has to propose? Is it by force? Because you see, like what Elder you said about the positioning. What you said about the positioning. What you said about the position, the guys who can do that, the same thing, to do everything. The lady knows that.
But let him finish.
Let me land. Let me land. See, the position that what I meant here is maybe the guy will be having more or be very serious about the lady, thinking about her, calling her, you see, that kind of things. Let's go, and all those things. But that moment, he's doing it just like friends. Because he's waiting to see maybe there are some 40. But this whereby the lady have noticed that the guy is interested, but she's just sitting there waiting that you propose.
Yes, she should sit there. She should sit there. That's
So
what
she
Emilia said.
shouldn't-
You. Yes, a media man. You have seen something. You are positioning. You are still positioning, and you think that the girl has seen it. And so what do you expect her to do? She should say that, oh, brah, the way you're
No way to.
Please,
Okay.
if you have seen it, it is your duty to provide. In fact, the positioning is just to help you, make your proposal easier for you to choose. But they will never. A good woman should ever assume, even if you have worked with me for 2 and I've seen the signs. Out. So please, find it. There are different ways. That will be another topic. Different ways you can propose.
The reason why I'm asking is that this lady have seen that the guy is
Yes,
interested,
she
but
has seen it.
he's
They
not
see it.
saying.
Yes.
But there's another friend that the guy is having.
Yes.
And the lady is able to identify that
Yes.
this guy loves him very much.
Yes.
And come to ask him that.
Yes.
Like the things that you are doing, I've noticed it.
Yes.
Is it that you love me or something like that? And
Yeah.
the guy was able to say it.
Yes.
And the girl too was also interested.
Yes.
So the time that this poster came, save the date,
Okay.
the other lady was disappointed that why? I thought maybe the two of us we could be something. And he said, like, you didn't show anything that shows that you're interested. So that was it.
Act. And that's what Emilia said. We will never interested. If you don't say it, forget about it. And then
The time is
okay.
up.
So answer this one and then
Please.
no. Here's question.
Somebody cannot read your mind.
Okay.
So what is in your mind? Say it. People are not there reading minds. So say it. You are given a scenario about your question. I'm trying to recall. My brother, what character are you talking about? Should you what? No, you are measuring the person per your perspective. You see, there's something that is very important. You are attracted to what you don't have. Most of the time. What you are saying, you want a, that's why I'm saying that if you want an angel, wait. When Jesus comes,
Pastor, I think you're not
Pastor,
getting this question.
the point is
the
that
the question is this: you are dating the person, you like the
Okay,
person,
okay.
but you have seen a character trait that you don't like. But as you said, like some of us will do, oh, let's give it time. Maybe she will change or whatever. My brother, let me make it simple for you. When you see any character trait that you think you do not like, you ask yourself a question. Can I cope with this for the rest of my life if she doesn't change? If your answer is yes, you can go ahead. But if your answer is that, oh, I cannot cope with it, I hope she will change, and then quit. Let me tell you, women get worse in marriage than in dating. So what you are seeing in dating is actually a better version than the one you are going. Oh yes, I'm talking for myself. The women want to beat me up, but they get worse. Listen, boy, they get worse. And the second one, which is related to the first one, we are saying that. Let me tell you, those of us, I think in Akan we say something. Those of us who are afraid of rejection will never get a good whatever. As men, one of our risks we face is of rejection because you have to do the proposal. And when you make a proposal, you are likely to get rejection. And that is why Nancy Van Pels gives that advice. It is safer to have so many friends. And I want to say something on this because that idea that God has made a specific person for me is not true. All right? It is not true. So out of the 13, they are all potentials. So befriend them. In your mind's eye, you know that Akosia is good, Amma is good. You have no proposal. So you can always fall back. And for that fact that they will go and laugh at you, isn't it, that you proposed to Akosia didn't work, forget about that. That is the risk we take as men. There are only few men here who can honestly beat their chest and say that they only went through one proposal. Elders, pastors, they went through several. It's only some of us who only did one.
Yeah. 1.5.
One? No, the one that I was interested in when I was young, I didn't have the courage to propose. The only one I had the courage to propose is the one that is, in fact.
We have heard. We have heard.
So I am only one of the few. But most of people propose out there, propose were. But the issue is this: don't let it become a habit. Otherwise, they tag you. I don't know about only on Cheho na or Besope. On the Badu and Yawa and number 2D.
Okay, thank you.
I think on that note, I will hand over the microphone. If you don't take care, we cannot finish.
We won't end.
So round up.
Please.
Yes, maybe another time. I understand next week is week of student emphasis. So we cannot hold it next week. So that is the information.
Okay. Hey, because of time, you have not talked, so let me give.
Okay, it's concerning the character traits. Say, when I get married, this person, it will get better. I will change the person. We have to stop that. It will never happen.
We have become Holy Spirit.
Because that's the thing. The service person said, oh, when we get married, it will get better. It will never get better because it will just get worse and worse. So we have to be careful.
Okay, so
And
last,
the other aspect was,
if I don't
Yes.
allow, I can't go home. So
yes, before I got married, I had an elder who always speaks to me, and he said we were in a group, and he says, when you want to marry someone, once a while, go to the person's house unannounced. Like if you know the person normally takes nap, go there unannounced. Then you just go and you just tell the parents that, oh, you want to see Amma or Abna. So when she comes out, you because she was asleep and she woke up, you will see everything. Yes, and she said,
no makeup.
Yes, she said that is what you are going to see the rest of your life. So if that face that you saw, you like it, go with the person. It's the same with the character. So if you've noticed something you are not happy with, you are going to live with it. Someone who has lived 28 years, you want to take 5 days or that cautious time to change him or her, it will not work. That's
Okay,
my thing.
So thank you. So just a little to that. If you are not thinking of marrying anytime soon, don't start relationship. Sometimes you are a level 100. You start relationship when you know you have to complete 4 years, go do national service 5 years, work maybe 2 or 3 years, you will be entering 10 years. So take your time, start when you think you don't have to spend much time before you marry. So from what we've learned, of course, there was still a lot to talk about, but we thank God, at least we've seen examples from the Bible and what we can do, assessing ourselves, knowing that we need a helper. We too should also know what we can contribute. Develop yourself, have a career that can support life. It's very important. Hope God will bless all of us to avoid mistakes and do what is right. Thank you for your attention.
It's in his lecture notes. If you want to take it, you can photocopy. But, but we thank Elder very much. It was a very short notice, but he made it. Let's give him a round of applause one more time. Next week, we understand that we have a week of spiritual emphasis starting Friday till the following week. So the following Sabbath, the last week of the week of spiritual emphasis will be the communion service. So I think we are not going to meet for 2 weeks. We resume for the afternoon service after that. So Pastor